All right, tubers. Today we're going to go over the power system in our 2019 Grand Designs Momentum 28G RV. I'm going to go ahead and just show you what's all done. So you can tell if this video is for you or not. I don't want to waste your time. So I'm going to show you kind of the end result of what we got now. And then you can check it out and be like, I don't like this. Go move on to your next video. Or if you think it's something that interests you, you can check it out. This is pretty much what we're going to be going over today. Also, if you're new to the channel, just a little bit about what it's about, a little bit of everything. Our family, my wife and daughters and I, we spend kind of split our time between Washington State and Alaska. We have an off-grid house or cabin in Alaska that's pretty far off-grid. So if you're into things like that, maybe stick around. I'm going to have stuff like, RV stuff, car things, camping, ATV. Hopefully you'll stick around for that if you like it. It'd be great if you checked out some of the other videos. All right, so let's get into it. I'll do a time lapse of pretty much most of the install of this. I didn't catch all of it, but you can check out the time lapse, and then after the time lapse, I will do kind of a little walkthrough and talk about what we all installed. So just a quick rundown of what we have in here. We have two inverters. Each one does 3,000 watts. So I have a total of 6,000 watts, which is pretty much overkill for a 30 amp camper. I found by having just one of them though, it really got to the very limit if we were trying to run everything, like trying to do both ACs at the same time, things like that. One other thing that we gained by doing two of these is there was a piece from the factory that was installed. It was basically a switcher. So if your bedroom AC was on, the microwave would not work, which not a huge deal 99% of the time. But I rewired that so now you can run anything in the RV at any time and nothing really shuts off. Um, Unless these batteries were super, super low, which is very rare. So up top here are all these solar charge controllers. Kind of goes from biggest to smallest. These two on the left-hand side, those ones are for the solar panels that are on the roof. And then the one on the right over here, that's the one that is hooked up to a portable little or little outlet, so you can put portable solar panels somewhere else. Um, the batteries here, we have 600 amp hours. Battleborn, they're 100 amp hours per. Um, this is a 12 volt system. I didn't do 24 or 48 volt. Some people, I'm sure, are going to say I should have done 24 volt, but it was just simpler for me to wrap my head around 12 volt, not having to do converters to convert things down to 24 to 12 volt for lighting and stuff like that in the RV. So I'm lucky enough to have a CNC machine that we use for work that I was able to make these bus bars instead of having cables to tie all these together. Here's a little bit better view of those bus bars that are machined out. I know it's super dangerous to have this bus bar open like this. There's going to be a false floor type thing here, and I'm probably going to put some like rubber grommets on the top of this too. So I always make sure something is over this if I'm working on everything that's in here. These are the main fuses coming for the positives. Goes out, hits switch first thing. So if I want to turn everything off in the RV, you just click that and shuts it off. Out of this, it goes out and then it goes into the Victron links distribution system. So power goes in here and then it goes across to these here, which these are the outputs and there's fuses inside of these. This shows you the fusing that's behind these links distributors. So there's an awful lot of wires in here and you don't really see very many of them the way I laid it out. You can see I tried to make everything as tight and right as possible. With all this, use all stainless hardware. These got spaced out so that they're at the same plane as this big one, which is thicker. So when I go to build my trim panel, they should all flush into it. Same thing with this right here. These I brought out so they're the same plane. So I'll make a nice trim piece and cover all this too. This little piece right here, that's called a shunt. And what that does, that monitors the amount of power going in and out of the system. So I can gauge that either from an app on my phone or I'll show you the controller inside the RV. Okay, so in the coach here, this is the display for it. It shows what the inverter is doing. Right now it says float mode because the batteries are fully charged. It would say bulk or absorption. And then this is the amount of AC loads, meaning 120 volt loads that's being pulled right now. Here's the status of the batteries. This is the DC power, which means 12 volt power. And then this is how much solar is coming in, which is, we're inside right now, so we're not really getting anything there. So back in here, you can see these three switches. So those go right after the solar charge controllers before the wires go out to the solar panels. So that way I can click those on or off. So if I needed to service one of these, I could click it off so that there's not power going into it if it's sitting outside in the sun. Okay, so we're on the top of the RV now. You can see these are three big solar panels here. If I remember right, they're like 330 watts a piece. And then you can see up there, there's 3 more. So I still have access to both air conditionings, all the skylights, fans, things like that. So it's still serviceable up here without having anything in your way. Since the factory batteries used to be up front, there was no box here before, just some battery boxes. I found this box at Harbor Freight for like 90 bucks. So now I can keep all our chalks and things like that in there that we use all the time. And then put a can crusher. So when we're camping, we can crush cans and put a little garbage can under it. So this storage compartment was from the factory. There was a false wall right about here, all the way across. So did lose some space by putting all the batteries in here, but basically just the depth of the batteries, because out to here was a false wall to begin with. So didn't really lose any space because we took that out and made the board behind there. I will be doing a follow-up video that is going to cover how I make all the trim panels for everything, kind of button up some of the wiring. I still got to do the stuff on the front of the trailer so I can hook it up to my truck. So I'll show that. I'll show this all trimmed out. All this is going to look quite a bit better and more flush. We'll put a tray over this, so we'll kind of make it so you can't really see anything when we're done. But there will be a follow-up video for that, and I might do maybe more of a walkthrough of exactly what everything does, and also maybe go through the audio system too, because I did a pretty extensive audio system in here too. If you enjoyed the video and you have any questions, please feel free to comment in the comment section. If you have any questions about any of the stuff that I installed, I know installing anything electrical on the internet, there's always somebody that's can do it better or different, and I'm open to suggestions. But hopefully this gives you a little idea what it takes to do a system like this in an RV. If you like the video, go ahead and check out some of our other videos. They're all going to be a little bit different. Again, thanks for watching.